welcome to the SMunger Cup Series, race 5 of 6 at Pocono Raceway. I'm your host, Steve, and today, 26 drivers are going to take on the Tricky Triangle in what should be a very exciting race here. And yes, unfortunately, you heard me correct. I did say race 5 of 6. The schedule has been reduced by 2 races. The final points-paying race coming after Pocono will be at Talladega Superspeedway, and it will still be run with the next-gen cars as planned. But unfortunately, 2 races have been removed from the schedule, and I will go on more about this at the end of today's broadcast. But for now, the 13 drivers for Heat A are lined up on pit road, and let's go ahead and take a moment to talk about some of these drivers before the start of the race. So let's take a look at L-Dog real quick, because he's your pole sitter for Heat A. Starting out front, it's L-Dog. He's put together a couple of good races recently. Not great finishes, but strong runs in the races. Hopefully he's able to find some speed to have a good run today. Same for Ryan Delago. He's had speed, just has not had the finishes or the luck at the end of some of them to work his way back up the points, as both of these guys have fallen down. But entering this race, Tanner Mann is your points leader. Just did not have a very good qualifying effort. He's going to be starting this heat from the 12th position. And if he wants to make this main event and hang on to that points lead, he's going to need to pass at least 5 guys in this 3-lap heat. And let's go ahead and take a look at some pre-race facts going into this. The heats are 3 laps long, and the top 7, as usual, advance to the main event. Just because you're fast in one corner does not mean you're going to be fast in turn 2 or turn 3. Maybe you're fast in turn 3, but you're going to be slow in center or exit of turn 1, same for turn 2. You could be fast on one end, you won't be fast at quite the same speed on the other end. Let's go ahead and take a look at your starting lineup. L-Dog is your pole sitter with Steven Munger to his outside. They make up row number 1. Dave Wilson to the inside, Andrew Zachary to the outside. They'll make up row number 2. Michael McCammett to the inside, Ryan Delago to the outside. They make up row number 3. Cacker on the inside, Drake Goslin to the outside. They make up row number 4. Chad Jones to the inside and Darksey to the outside. They'll make up row number 5. Tyler Rogers on the inside, Tanner Mann to the outside. They'll make up row number 6. And by himself back on row number 7, it is William Schmidt. And the pace car is making its way off towards pit road. And L-Dog is going to lead them off turn number 3 and down towards start and finish line. Green flag is out. We're underway here at Pocono Raceway for Heat A. L-Dog has built quite a gap over second and third place as they enter turn number 1. 2 and 3 wide in some spots. A little bit of space between the first couple of rows, but towards the back a little more clumped up. It is still L-Dog out front, but Munger has built a big run on the outside line. He might be able to take the lead coming down the straightaway going towards turn number 2. It looks like he's going to be able to take the lead here as they've built a huge gap over Dave Wilson back in third spot. Andrew Zachary, Ryan Delago rounding out your top 5 at the moment. Michael McCammett and Cackert holding on to the last 2 transfer spots at the moment. And actually, Delago is fallen out of the top 7. Cackert's still hanging on to the last spot. But Delago 8th, Goslin 9th, and Darksey rounding out your top 10. A whole lot of shuffling mid-pack, 2 and 3 wide, as you see at the back of the field. William Schmidt and Darksey making some contact. Both cars looks like they'll save it. Minimal contact. They were getting pretty squirrely. But in the middle of the pack there, you see him 3-4 wide even. Was that Delago? I think Delago just bounced off the wall there. But Munger will lead lap number 1. He's got quite a gap over second, who is L-Dog, who's also got a gap to third place. They're stacking up on the inside line, once again getting into turn number 1. Right there behind Dave Wilson, who's running third. It's Chad Jones all over the bumper. I don't know if that was a brake check or if he just got in there and turned him sideways and just kind of stacked up the field here. I mean, there's probably 7 cars under a blanket right there. Somebody gets out of shape and the whole bunch is going right there. That's probably 3rd through 10th. Wilson all the way back to Delago. I mean, there's Rogers at the end, so we're talking about 3rd through 11th all under a blanket right here. Munger's got quite a gap. They've caught the second place car of L-Dog. It's almost like these guys are working together to make a pack and making the draft do all the work. As Munger has built this huge gap out front, there's 6 cars on their own right here. Jones being in the transfer position at the moment. White flag is coming out one more time around Pocono for Heat A. And we're getting a radio report. There's an issue with the 83 car out front. Big vibration in the front end. They're not sure they're going to make it all the way back around. So Munger is leading, but that 6-car breakaway is probably going to be your battle for the lead coming to the end of the heat. I think the 83 car is going to try and hang on in there, see if he can't just make it to the end. Just transfer to the main, fix what they can during Heat B while they're back there in the garage. But the 83 out front, L-Dog with a run on the inside. They've caught him. They are a whole lot faster than the leader, running as one big group. You can clearly tell they're probably 10 miles an hour faster. The 8 inside of the 83. The left front wheel just came off the 83 car. Andrew Zachary and Munger make contact. Munger's off the wall. Andrew Zachary's got a flat right front now from the contact. Drake Goslin takes the lead. Here comes L-Dog to the inside. L-Dog now out front. On the last lap of the Heat A, there's nothing but chaos coming through turns 2. And coming out of turn number 3, L-Dog on the inside, Drake Goslin to the outside. He's got Tanner Mann all over his inside, his outside. It's going to be L-Dog who wins Heat A as they're stacking up at the start and finish line and crashing just after the end of Heat A. Man, if they're already getting crazy in the heats, I don't even want to know what they're doing in the main. They're still wadding them up getting down into turn number 1. Tyler Rogers just clobbered Tanner Mann as he was sliding back across the racetrack. Some of these guys, I think, who were involved in the accident, I think some of these guys transferred and go into backup cars now. L-Dog's going to win Heat A. Not that going to a backup car for the main after crashing in the heat's going to hurt your starting spot or anything. It hurts to lose your primary after locking into the main event. But let's take a look at this again. They're 3 wide down the front straightaway. L-Dog's got this lapped up. They're locked up way up ahead. And I can't quite tell if the 8 makes contact with the 53 or the 75 first. There's just a whole lot of contact coming to the end of these races sometimes. And the 8 car, you can see the right rear tire is definitely flat on Goslin. I mean, the way he snapped around the straightaway, it's like he was on ice, like he had no grip. So he definitely made contact with somebody when they went 3 wide, and that's what cut the tire. But let's check out the finishing order. It's L-Dog, Goslin, Mann, Jones, Cackert, your top 5. Darksey and Wilson, 6th and 7th, your last transfers. Rogers, McCammett, Schmidt round out the top 10. Delago, Zachary, and Munger rounding out the field. Munger finishing last after his issues in turn 2. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Heat B after a quick break here from Pocono Raceway. Welcome back to the SMunger Cup Series from Pocono Raceway. It's time for Heat B, and let's take a look at those quick race facts again. 3 laps just like Heat A, top 7 advanced to the main event, and I'm going to elaborate on this once again. You saw it in Heat A, the way that some cars were fast through turn 1, and they carried a lot of speed through turn 2. They'd fire it deep into turn 3, but carry no speed on exit, or they'd be really light on entry and have a lot of speed on exit. It just depends how fast you are at one end, how fast you'll be at the other. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. Jax Riley on pole with Rainbow to his outside of row number 1. Lazard to the inside of Colby Jackson. They make up row number 2. Dogleg Matt to the inside of Chase Newman. Make up row number 3. Oliver Gingerich to the inside of Josh Audebray. They'll make up row number 4. Johnny Quinton to the inside of Ryland Just. They make up row number 5. Dice Guy to the inside of Blake Armano. They'll make up row number 6. And back by himself on row number 7, it is Cooper Glick. Pace car starting to make its way down towards pit road. And just like in Heat A, Jax Riley is going to lead them down towards the start and finish line. And green flag is waving here at Pocono Raceway to start Heat B. But unlike Heat A, Jax Riley's not getting the huge jump over Rainbow, just like what L-Dog was able to get over Munger. Rainbow's able to keep the gap a whole lot shorter. He's going to complete the pass as they come off turn number 1, it looks like. Well, Jax Riley got back in the gas pretty good. He got some pretty good exit momentum on turn 1. That's what I was talking about. You can look fast in the corner. You might not be carrying the momentum you think you are. They're already 2 and 3 wide deep in the field. Turn 2 is going to be crazy. Hang on, folks. Look at that, 2-3 wide. Quentin, where are you going? Oh, I did not where is that 28 trying to fire it into at? I mean, he just picked up 3 spots in that one corner alone. But it is, like, it's like a freight train on the inside. In the outside lanes, not going nowhere. Rainbow's made the pass on the lead, and Jax Riley, we weren't even paying attention to that. The race is mid-pack here, about 5th spot, the way that they're just slingshotting it around one another at the moment. Still 2 and 3 wide in some spots mid-pack. Rainbow lead lap number 1. Riley, Lazard, Jackson, and Matt will round out the top 5. Gingerich and Audebray hanging on to the last 2 transfer spots for the moment. But Rainbow he's not quite building up the gap that Munger had in the first race, but he's also not reporting in any issues, so I'm sure he's probably going to be just fine up there unless Riley really finds something here, or we see the draft effect like we saw in the first heat, and that might be something that we need to keep an eye out for in the main event if they have a long run here. As you can see, they're starting to spread out a little bit, which we did not see very much in Heat A, but they're still too wide in some spots, so using a whole lot of the bumper trying to make up spots. It is Rainbow, Riley, Jackson, Lazard, Armano, your top 5. Matt and Quinton hanging on to the last 2 transfer spots. Josh Audebray, the first car out of the top 7. He's right to the outside door of Johnny Quinton there in turn number 3. As Rainbow, the lead has shortened some, and they have caught the second place car as well. Lazard is pushing Jax Riley down the front straightaway as they take the white flag one more time around Pocono Raceway for Heat B. It is still Rainbow out front. They are starting to catch him, but not very quickly. As you can see, Jackson's got a big run on the outside. Colby Jackson, strong run entering turn number 1. What kind of momentum can he carry on the exit is really going to be the determining factor if they're going to have anything for the leader coming through turn number 2 and back into turn number 3 later on. Jackson had a very strong run through the corner and a solid exit as well. You can see they're making a lot of ground on the 38 car, inside and outside lanes both. So kind of like in Heat A, the draft effect is here. As you see, Jackson, huge slingshot on the outside lane. Where did Blake Armano come from? Just shot out of frame. And to the outside. He's outside of Jackson. He's outside of Rainbow. Blake Armano taking a look at the lead, entering turn number 3. But as hard as he fired it in there, what kind of momentum can he carry on exit? I don't think it's going to be very much here, folks. Here they come off turn number 3. Armano's out front, but Riley's coming faster. The 4 cars got to do something. He's going up the middle. They're 3 wide at the line. I can't quite tell. And they're bouncing off one another once again, just like Heat A. They're going to crash just after the line. Oh, big hit for the 98. Airborne goes Lazard. I think the 11 got off the ground a little bit as well. This is the big one this time, folks. In Heat A, I think it was just 3 or 4 cars, but this one I believe was probably 6. A lot of them just transferred into the main event. I'm pretty sure the 4 car did. I'm pretty sure I saw the 25, and I believe the 25 just transferred in, not unless he lost it at the last moment. The 11's in it big time. Several cars that were just up front torn up in this huge accident right here at the end of Heat B, just like the end of Heat A. Let's take a look right here at the line. It is definitely Blake Armano by about half a car length over Jax Riley. Blake Armano is going to win Heat B, and then Blake Armano is going to total his car. He's definitely going to a backup the way he just got hit there by the 98 as he came across the track. And yeah, the 25 was in it, but I think the 11 just got him at the line. I think the 11 just beat him for the last transfer spot at the start and finish line. That is what I am hearing at the moment from the tower. Let's take a look on board from Josh Audebray this last lap. He was riding around in the 5th and 6th spot, battling with the 98 on and off for that spot throughout the last lap. Just riding comfortably. All you got to do is make it to the main event, and you've secured a good points day. And I think that's a lot of these guys' MO when they're riding around mid-pack in the heats. They just want to get to that cutoff line. They know they're not fast enough to lead the laps. They just want to make the main. That's where the points are at. And coming off turn number 3, the battle, they're 3 wide at the line, and they start ping-ponging off one another. The 4 bounces off the outside car. He goes down to the inside and takes out the 78. I mean, Riley keeps going. But the track definitely gets blocked up behind him. There's absolutely nothing nobody behind him can do. Absolutely nothing. And I mean, that was pretty much everybody's 6th and 7th place on back who were pretty much affected by 3 wide beating and banging for the lead. It absolutely did not involve them to start, but they are unfortunately the ones who will be swept up by it. Now we're watching on board from Ryland Just in the 11 car. This is the battle for 7th between him and the 25 of Dogleg Matt. Ryland Just is now in the 7th position. They both had a strong entry to 3. They're side by side for that 7th position. And Dogleg Matt did not have a great exit off turn number 3. So it's going to be Ryland Just 7th, Dogleg Matt 8th for that final transfer spot. And as you see, they crash on the bottom lane and right into the lap of the 11 car. And he does collect Dogleg Matt, but it looks like Matt's just going to go for a spin. Doesn't really hit a whole lot. But man, what an unfortunate way to end your heat after fighting so hard just to get in. Now your car is totaled. Your team's going to have to work on pulling out the backup. And we're going to go ahead and take a look on board from Blake Armano because we got to see what he saw, or at least from the roof of his car, on that last lap. Clean by the 9. He's clean by the 8. There's no contact. Maybe a smidge of just door rubbing on the 9. But that's as clean as you can do on the outside here at Pocono without wrecking everybody. That was a great pass by the 4 car coming out of turn number 2, going into turn number 3. And he definitely had to get aggressive if he wanted to hang on to that win. But I don't think totaling your car is worth a heat win. But that's just me, man. You can see the 11 car, he got hit so hard that the right side just lifted up off the ground. And there's definitely at least 6 cars involved, or 6 cars that took damage at the end of the race here, just past the start and finish line. They didn't even get past the end of the pit wall. But let's take a look at the finishing results. Blake Armano, your winner. Jax Riley, Rainbow, Jackson, and Audebray round out your top 5. Lazard and Just, your final 2 transfers. Matt, Newman, and Quentin round out your top 10. Gingerich, Glick, and Guy rounding out the field. Excitement in Heat A. Excitement in Heat B. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the main event. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back here at Pocono Raceway. Welcome back to the SMunger Cup Series from Pocono Raceway. It is time for the main event. 14 drivers are qualified in, but let's take a look at some quick race facts. Today's race is going to be 7 laps long, and speed at one end of the track does not mean speed at the other end of the track, or how you get into your corner may not mean you're going to be fast getting out of the corner. And in both heats, we saw not only a pass on the last lap for the lead, but a crash on the last lap. So what's going to happen here in the main event? I'm not quite sure. But let's take a look at our starting lineup. It's L-Dog on the pole. Blake Armano to his outside. They make up row number 1. Drake Goslin to the inside. Jax Riley to the outside. They make up row number 2. Tanner Mann to the inside. Rainbow to the outside. They make up row number 3. Chad Jones on the inside. Colby Jackson on the outside. They make up row number 4. Cackard on the inside. Josh Audebray to the outside. They make up row number 5. Darksey on the inside, Lazard on the outside. They make up row number 6. And back on row number 7, it's Dave Wilson on the inside and Ryland Just to his outside. Several of these cars, mainly towards mid-pack on back. A lot of these guys are in backup cars. As I mentioned earlier, there were 2 crashes at the end of both heats. A lot of these guys are in backup cars. Who's going to have the speed compared to the heats in the main now, I'm not too sure, but we're going to find out here in just a moment. L-Dog's leading him down. Green flags waving here at Pocono Raceway. L-Dog with the early jump as they get down into turn number 1. About a 3-car length lead over Blake Armano, but Armano's hanging on the door. He's already made a pass for the lead. There goes Goslin sideways already. He saves it. It's on the front bumper of Tanner Mann. That 8-car was sideways. Kicked out sideways. How he saved it, I don't know. But they are already getting 2 and 3 wide. Middle of the pack on back. 4 wide even. You can see him right there up the middle. But Armano takes the early lead. And there goes Jax Riley on the outside, passing Blake Armano for the lead now. 2 lead changes, 2 corners. L-Dog was your pole sitter. Then it went to Armano. Now it's Riley in the lead. So it's Riley, L-Dog, Goslin, Jones, Armano, your top 5 at the moment. And it's already getting hectic and crazy. It is slingshot pass after slingshot pass. I mean, turn 2 was just... I mean, it's like traffic on I-90 at 6 in the afternoon. It was just crazy. But coming down to lead lap number 1, it's going to be Jax Riley. L-Dog not far behind him. And it is those two cars out front. A little bit of a checkup coming out of turn number 3. It looks like between the 21 and 8 cars, they're going to do it again, getting into turn number 1 now. The 29 and the 8 are stacking up into each other. I think the 20 got into them. They're all going to keep it straight. Look at Tanner Mann. Look at this pass for the lead from the 53 car. He swung the 48 on the outside. He swings the 78 on the inside. It's not going to be enough to take the lead this time, but it was a hell of a move to get into a spot to take the lead getting into turn 2. He's not going to get it in turn 1, but he'll definitely get it in turn 2, this time by Tanner Mann to the lead with some help from L-Dog. It's now Mann, Riley, L-Dog, Armano, Cackert, your top 5, leading the way here. And as you see, unlike the Heats, they're not really developing this big of a pack. I mean, they're not spreading out too far, and the leader's not running away with it, but they're not building one giant pack to go run down one car with. And I think it's the fact that they know they have more time to work with. I mean, when a 3-lap heat, things are just going to get crazy. Things are just going to get crazy quick. It's not like you have a whole lot of time to work with. And I mean, it's not like 7 laps is a whole lot of time to work with either. But you could definitely see some of these guys are just out there biding your time for now. And I mean, I'm sure some of them are just happy to get in the main event. And some of them might just not have cars that are driving very good. I mean, look at the 8 car. I mean, he's in the back of the field. He's in a backup car, but he almost won his heat. He started up towards the front. Speaking of up front, Tanner Mann leading L-Dog with a huge run coming out of turn number 1. Gets right to the back bumper, the 53 car. Riley leading the outside line, getting help from Blake Armano. It's almost like they've gone from working as a pack to working in tandems. As you can see, about 5th place, it's another four-car clump, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, running all together. The top 4 together, then 5th through 8th are all together. And then if you look behind them way in the back, there's 3 cars clumped together with like the 29, 98, and 20 back there. They're running as little groups. They're a little spread out, but nobody's the clear-cut favorite running away with this. Tanner Mann now leading lap number 3. And of the 4 cars out front, any one of these 4, they've all held speed. They've all been out front at some point already. I mean, they've shown the ability to get out there and take the lead. Look at L-Dog coming up the middle. Speaking of the ability to take the lead, he tried it getting into turn number 1. It's not going to work through turn number 1, but that exit speed, oh, it's going to carry big time. On the outside, there goes L-Dog to the lead around Tanner Mann. And Riley with a huge run getting off turn number 1 as well. He's probably going to pass L-Dog before they even get to turn number 2. So 2 lead changes in the span of a straightaway. Again, a lot of passing going on out front. Jax Riley is now the leader over L-Dog, Mann, Armano, and Jackson now rounding out the top 5. But these 4 cars, I'm not going to say they're quite under a blanket just yet, but it has been those 4 cars out front that have put on quite the show. As you can see, the rest of the field is starting to really spread out now. I don't really foresee a big draft effect coming into the end of this race the way it did. Either of the heats, the way they devolved into packs towards the end, but with 3 to go, I mean, any of these 3, 4, maybe even top 5 guys have a chance at this if Colby Jackson can get a good run at it. And look at it getting into turn number 1. The 53 all over the bumper of L-Dog. Now they're door slamming each other. Tanner Mann definitely picked up the back end of the 48. Got him loose getting into turn number 1, sideways and all over the place, and 3 wide for just a moment. But Tanner Mann looking to take the lead coming out of turn number 1. He's got the run and he's got the help from L-Dog. And getting down to turn number 2, just like a couple laps ago, Tanner Mann is going to take back the lead with the help from the 48 car. So once again, it is Mann, Riley. Oh, there goes Riley back to the outside. Coming out of turn number 2, Riley with the momentum. He's going to take the lead back from Tanner Mann. So now it's Riley, Mann, Armano, L-Dog, Jackson, your top 5. And it's these 4 cars under a blanket. I'm willing to say it now, because now they're all bumper to bumper. And they are working together as one big pack. I guess big's not the right word. It's only 4 cars deep. But compared to the rest of the field, it's a pretty sizable group. As you're coming back to 2 to go, it's going to be Tanner Mann who's going to lead this lap, taking the lead back coming out of turn number 3. But 2 to go this time by. Is it Mann, Riley, Armano, or L-Dog's race? It really could be any of the 4, because while they're running away with it out front, Colby Jackson has been running the fastest lap times on track. He's not catching them by a lot, but he is catching them some, and that's a little worrying with 2 to go here. Tanner Mann still out front with Jax Riley to his outside, looking to take the lead back coming out of turn number 1, coming down the straightaway. He's going to do it. Jax Riley back out front over Tanner Mann, Armano, and L-Dog, who has slipped to 4th. Jackson still rounding out your top 5. These 4 cars, I mean, It has just been one pass after the next, after the next, after the next. I think we're already at eight or nine lead changes on the race between these four, and that's just crazy to me. This isn't a pack track. They aren't running plates. This isn't pack racing. That many lead changes, that many leaders. Not what I was personally expecting coming into this race. But here they come out of turn number 3. They're coming to the white flag this time by. Can Jax Riley hang on to this lead for one more lap? It's Riley, Armano, Man, L-Dog, Jackson, your top 5. The 9 car has caught them. He's got draft at the rear. He's catching some of it anyways. The 4 car all over Riley. They're sideways getting into 1. Tanner Mann sends it wide into the 4 car, who slides down into Riley. A lot of contact between the two of them. They're slowing. Riley's got a flat. The right front tire on the 78's gone down. The 4 has finally gone by him. The 78, slow, out of turn number 1. Where did Colby Jackson come from? He's running second. That stack up in turn 1 just gave Colby Jackson all the space and the run and the momentum he needed to run the leaders down. He's still looking outside. He's looking at Tanner Mann now. As they're out of turn number 2 and headed to turn number 3. Mann out front. Jackson to his outside. Jackson, he's going to take the lead getting into turn number 3. He fired it in there. But is he going to carry any momentum on exit that's going to help him? As they come off turn number 3, Colby Jackson out front, Tanner Mann to the inside. They're drag racing down to the line. Who's going to win it? It's going to be a photo finish at the line. Our ticker says it's Tanner Mann. I can't tell from here. I really think Colby Jackson had it. And even if Colby Jackson somehow doesn't win this race, or if he somehow finished second, that was quite the effort by that 9 car. He was not in that top 4 battle all race. He ran them down. They started stacking up in turn 1, and he hauled the mail. That last lap, he did what he could to catch up. He fired it into 3, knowing he needed momentum on exit. He did what he could to try and hang on there, and Tanner Mann's going to beat him to the line. About 40 feet, he passes him from the line. He's going to beat Jackson to the line by about half a car length. And this is Tanner Mann's second win on the season. It's his second career win in the SMunger Cup Series. Tanner Mann, your winner here of race 5-6 at Pocono. And it's the second to last race of the season. This is your points leader. He needed this. This is gonna build a cushion going into the last race, which is going to be at Talladega Super Speedway. And a cushion at a super speedway, it is essential to keeping the points lead. This is what Tanner Mann needed today. Go ahead and burn him down, man. That was a wild, wicked finish to end a long, wild day of racing. And while he puts on a show for the fans, we're going to go ahead and take a look at our finishing results here. Tanner Mann, your race winner. Colby Jackson, very good effort to finish second. L-Dog, Cackert, Wilson rounding out your top 5. Darksy, Lazard, Armano, just in Rainbow will round out the rest of your top 10. Just a crazy day of racing. All I want to talk about is that top 5 battle all race long. Riley ends up finishing 11th. Otterbury, Jones, Goslin, and Rogers rounding out the top 15. Matt, McCammett, Newman, Schmidt, and Quinton rounding out the top 20. And there's a lot of fast cars that just did not make this main event. That makes you wonder how this main event could have been if some of these guys had made it, if some of these guys had missed it. Delago, Gingrich, Zachary, Glick, Munger, and Guy rounding out the rest of the field towards the back. But man, what a wild, intense day of racing. We got to take a couple of looks at a couple of replays here. Look at this. This is lap 2. Getting into turn number 1. Tanner Mann goes outside of the 48, swings it inside of Jax Riley. This is what sets up that big pass getting into turn number 2 on lap number 2. And this is the last lap right here. You see the 4 car goes inside of Riley, and then Mann goes inside of Armano, but he shot it up there so wide, it got the 4 car sideways when he shot up there wide. 4 car came right back down on a Jax Riley. When they made contact, the right front tire just went down on the 78 car. We're going to go ahead and ride on board with the 78 of Jax Riley here. Just arguably the fastest car of the race. Got screwed over by a little bit of last lap shenanigans. And I mean, they made contact, they locked together. You could feel the right front go down. You could see all the smoke in the mirror. That's tire smoke. Definitely not rub smoke. That's tire smoke. It's still trickling. You can see it up there. Just a lot of contact. The 4 car gets going again. You can see the right front shaking hard on the 78 from where the tire went down. Just an unfortunate situation for Jax Riley in specific. Same for Blake Armano. Both of them were fast. But let's take a look at the points. Tanner Mann, your points leader. 12 points over Cackert. Jackson, Armano, Otterbury, your top 5. Wilson, Rogers, Matt, McCammett, and just rounding out your top 10. It's within 22 points between the top 10. You need to be within 27 points entering the last race to even have a stab at the title fight. Realistically, Lazard's the last guy who is mathematically eligible at a stab for the championship. Lazard, Darksey, Newman, Riley, Goslin, Gingerich, Delago Guy, Munger, and L-Dog rounding out the top 20 in points. And a lot of these guys, probably about 10th through, realistically last in points, just need a good run at Talladega to maybe stack up some points. But let's take a look at our Rookie of the Year standings. Blake Armano and Josh Otterbury tied for the Rookie of the Year lead. Jackson, Matt, just your top 5. Darksey, Gingerich, L-Dog, Rainbow, and Quinton rounding out the top 10. And Zachary last in the Rookie of the Year standings. Unfortunately, just not been the season that the 7 team is hoping for. And I want to take a moment to talk about the schedule. I reduced it by 2 races. I'm going to be honest with you. Working on the series with all of the stuff going on in my personal life, trying to get back to work and all that, it's just been a burnout, and I do need to take a break. And there's other projects that I would like to work on, so this is probably going to be the end of the series for now. We're still going to do Talladega. Talladega is probably going to be it for now, but there is more to come. There will be more racing on this channel. I'm just not exactly sure what kind of racing. Well, it'll be stock car racing of some sort. I just don't exactly know what we're going to be doing with it just yet. But I'm your host, Steve. Thank you for watching today, and I'll see you all at Talladega.